morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Francine here with my channel, The Hermetic Herald, and I'm here for another video. I'm actually doing this pretty late tonight, just because I found that the opportunities I had lately have been at night, so I've decided to do this off camera. At least for me, my face will be off camera, but I'm going to be doing a reading because I feel like Spirit really wants to continue the work that Spirit has done in my last video. I actually did another video called Copycat Culture, and it was about you choosing either to go along that road of walking in the footsteps of others, but without having your own personal trademark, or rocking the boat and doing something different and distinct to you as an individual. And so I feel like Spirit wants me to continue that thought. My son actually was not happy earlier, and I had to cut the video short. So if you guys feel led to, definitely check out the first part of the video. But I feel like Spirit is trying to convey a message that you can hear and understand, and potentially resonate with without having to see the other video. So don't feel like you have to come back after looking at that one. It may make more sense, but definitely just see what Spirit and what your intuition is telling you. So Spirit really wanted me to talk about this card that I had from the last reading, which was on creativity, number 39. So I want to kind of bring it closer so you guys can see that. And I was basically sharing about how the Three of Cups seems to be a really constant reminder for the collective of how we're all connected. I feel like a lot of us sometimes feel like we're disjointed, or somehow like we're not a part of something bigger, but we really are. And I feel like a lot of people are coming into pieces of the puzzle and feeling more like they're understood, and that they have a group of people that can really resonate with them, and vice versa. I know that a lot of people lately have been going through really dense energies and a lot of difficulties. I feel like there is no coincidence with that. I feel like Spirit is trying to outline, or at least outline, I should say, some of the things you'll see that are going to be a form of, it's like synchronicities for you guys, if that makes sense. So you're going to start seeing things outside of yourself look very similar to what's going on inside of you. So Spirit really wanted me to talk about three groups of people here that are going to be listening to this message, and that are going to receive this message because it's going to resonate for them. So the first one here we have is the teacher archetype. So there's someone here that has the ability to communicate knowledge proficiently and exceptionally well. Not just proficiently. They're able to experience an event, and they're able to give that information to the next generation, to other people. They're able to communicate their knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And Spirit wants me to highlight the light attribute. So I want to look at what Spirit's doing in our lives for these three people in particular. Not too much of the shadow, because it's good to know what the shadow attributes are. So I'm just going to mention it. It's manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits, and destructive skills. So we definitely don't want to embody any of that. Or if we are feeling like we resonate with this, we're beginning to look at how you can communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom in a way that is honoring the other person. It's not trying to take from the person or trying to manipulate someone. Teachers have this knack of being either really good at what they do in either a good way or a negative way. It just really depends on their energy. If they're very dark, they're going to use that and abuse that. And we can think of a number of different teachers in history that have been able to manipulate or abuse people through their ability and their knack for communicating knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And you can think of a couple of people. So I'm not even going to go into that too much, but Spirit wants to highlight this card to start. The second card is the Warrior card. It's actually about this person embodying the strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. There are people here that are very tough in will. They're able to go through difficulties that are just kind of unspeakable, that are just hard to even put into words. I'm having a hard time even thinking of how to explain the level of strength and skill it takes to be a warrior. This person, or at least this group, you have a way of self-sacrificing yourself. And there's always, like I said, the light and dark attributes. I'm going to be focusing on how you can conquer the ego, how you can be self-sacrificial, but not at the extent of losing yourself, and rather just being able to stand your ground. And I feel like a lot of people are going to resonate with this energy as well. This feels a lot like the Seven of Wands. It's about standing your ground, about protecting, nurturing something, allowing it to come to fruition. The shadow attribute of that is trading ethical principles for victory at any cost. Indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So we all know that there's both light and dark in the world, and we can think of a number of people, I should say, that have been indifferent to the suffering of others, but have been very strong and tough. Okay, so that's the second group. Let me know how you guys feel about this setup as well. I'm going to work on it, definitely get a better view of it from up above, but just for time constraints and such, I want to get the message out because I feel like that's the biggest thing I can do at this point. So bear with me, okay? So, and thank you guys for being here. The last one we have here is visionary. This is the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. The capacity to see what's not conceivable to others, to see an idea, to take an idea that is not formed or substance yet in the physical realm, and taking it and being able to create something beautiful. It's like almost that pioneer type energy of someone thinking of something and thinking of it outside of the box. I think there are a number of people here that are going to resonate with these three, and particularly with the visionary as well, because I feel like there are people that are just they're bursting at the seams with ideas and things that they can do, but they're just maybe not sure how to make it practical. And they have this vision, right? And they're not looking at personal gain, just personal gain. We all have, the desire to have money, to have things provided for us. That's not a inherently bad thing at all. And so this is about you coming into an understanding of how this ability is going to be used in a practical matter as well. And it's going to come from a place of passion and a place of just bursting at the seams with creativity and love for something, and you want to share it with the world. And the shadow attribute with this would be selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. This is something I want you guys to think about also, is the shadow attributes. We go through light and dark constantly. So it's not something that you should say it's evil or wrong. It's just something in an aspect of ourselves that's highlighted. So how are you not allowing yourself to give something all that it's worth, or to make something, to keep something pure, and to not let anyone else infiltrate it, change it, tweak it, make it more acceptable or palatable to people? How can you do that? And I feel like Spirit really wants to highlight how important it is to not let yourself succumb to what other people expect of you. If they're not expecting authenticity from you, if they're just expecting something that's easy to digest and something that's palatable, that's not what you're here for. You're a visionary, you're a warrior, you're a teacher. These are your attributes. They're at least the three that I feel are going to kind of be what my group of people or my audience consists of. And so I'm going to be touching on each of these. But first, I really feel like I need to pray over this specific message to see what Spirit has to say. Prayer in general is something that I like to do beforehand, but I do want to pray with you guys this time. So spirit guides, angels, ancestors, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for being so tangible and so loving and so giving to the collective, and for being so insightful and giving us all that we need at every moment, even when things are hard, even when things are hard to see and feel and touch. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you for the collective, the people that are here that are meant to hear this message. Thank you that I get to speak and that I have the faculties to do so. Thank you for all of what every person in my life has provided for me in order for me to do and come to this place in my life where I can speak to the collective. Thank you for all that you have done, past, present, and future, for all of my lives and for this life. And we thank you so much, Ashe. So even doing that was emotional. So I don't know if someone's feeling emotional at this moment and they feel like they're crying out to a higher power, crying out to their guides, their spirit team for insight and wisdom. They're definitely answering you. They're definitely not leaving you to drown at sea. They're not leaving you to wonder and question. They're trying to give you the insight in a certain way that will be important for you. And what I mean by that is sometimes we don't get the answers we need right away, but the reason why we don't get the answers we need right away is because of the process. Sometimes we're looking at the past, present, future, and we're looking at the past and future and not the present moment. I feel like a lot of us here are in need of being more present. I think there's something about the present that is very impactful for you guys. I think there are a lot of messages that are going to come through to you if you're just able to focus in and be present and allow yourself to breathe. That seems to be a very big message. Even if it's just very simple, it's very important and foundational for all of us. So definitely spend time with your breath and allow yourself to just listen. And listen to what you hear, whether it be from the people around you or whether it be from your circumstances. Listen to what you're hearing intuitively, because I feel like a lot of you are very intuitive people here. Okay, so the first one we have here for teacher is actions speak loudly. I felt really led to use this deck here, which is the Whispers of Love Oracle, because I feel like love is something that we all need, definitely. It might sound obvious, but it's so important to come from a place of love with any message that is conveyed. Actions speak loudly here for you guys. Express your love through actions. So there's a need for someone here. Someone here has perhaps a love language with giving, and there's a need for you to express your love or allow it to be expressed through your actions. You're able to talk and tap into people and their energy, and you're able to teach people a lot. You're able to communicate a skill as it states up here, but there's something about withholding it. I feel like there's like an energy of maybe feeling a sense of anger or resentment because of something that didn't work out. Maybe it's relating to your career. Spirit wants to highlight something that you're feeling a little bit upset about, and the fact that your actions matter even if it's not being noticed. Okay, so I want to see what Spirit has to say and what cards are going to come through for that specifically. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, what messages would you like to share for the teacher archetype here? What messages would you like to share for the teacher archetype to bring understanding to it? I'm only going to take what falls, that flips. There we go. Okay. What messages would you like to share with the collective? So a number of them flipped. I usually am very precise because I know a lot of cards can fall. So I want to make sure I get specifically the ones that fall out upright. So the first one we got was the Eight of Pentacles. This is about the career path that I'm hearing about. Someone's working on something on their craft, and they might be feeling a bit more independent with this new venture, and that's amazing. But there seems to be this energy of maybe you doing more introspection and staying away and kind of spending more time with yourself on purpose. You're intentionally being more independent with your energy, and kind of like I'm hearing like sectioning out or sifting out the haters. I'm hearing that really clearly. So I feel like someone here is definitely going through introspection, kind of getting to tap in more of into who they are and what they're really trying to build and what they're trying to manifest here. And we have the Hierophant. So you guys are definitely going progression, because we have the 8, 9, then we have the 4 and 5. So you guys are going into a higher level of education. You're possibly taking classes or learning from someone else, or just learning in a fashion where you're kind of taking things from either a textbook or a course, or you're just learning from someone else as like a mentor in some form or fashion here. And it could be even your guides. I feel like they're your mentors, your biggest mentors. So some of you guys are actually looking to them primarily for understanding and insight that you hold. Because you guys are naturally gifted at seeing things and understanding concepts that people need to hear. And I feel like you guys are now starting to expand on it. And maybe you're looking into other modes or ways of thinking of a subject or something you're good at. And so Spirit wants you to continue to act on that. Number 49 reduces to 13, so that would be 4. So there's stability that you're bringing to yourself. The 4 of Swords and the 4 in general is all about stability here. And again, if I'm ever going too fast, definitely slow it down. There's no shame in going back or having to slow it down. So I feel like Spirit really wants to highlight the need for you to slow down and to also let yourself convey all of what you have to give. There's some withdrawal here with regards to your gift. You're kind of holding back, and maybe it's because you've been hurt, or maybe because you feel like you're not appreciated enough for that gift. There's a need for you to see how appreciated you are by the people that are going to resonate with you. And the bottom of the deck, I noticed one of them flipped over. So I want to see what that is, and it's the 5 of Cups here. It's about losing something. It's about seeing the 3 cups in front of you spilling into the ocean here, but not seeing the other 2 that are ready and waiting for you. There's something beautiful that's waiting for you, and you need to kind of pick up yourself and allow yourself to dust your knees off, dust your dress off, and to move forward in that. Okay. So that's what's coming through right now for the teacher attribute here. So let me put these off to the side. When it comes to the warrior attribute, Spirit was really highlighting this card. This is what came through. The number 5, simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes and brings happiness to those around you. This is what I was talking about with the warrior energy. Sometimes because you had to fight so much and because you've had to be strong, there's a sense of you having to return to your child, to your inner child, and allow yourself to be kind to yourself and to others in a way that is gentle in some form or fashion. It feels like love can come in a very strong and very steadfast way, and that's beautiful. You know, there's agape, which is God's love. There's a number of types of love. Eros, you know, this is like the erotic sexual love. There's different types, and we would call that lust, but in Hebrew, you know, there's a number of different definitions for love, and they all come with a different energy and a heartbeat. And someone here is starting to see how beautiful and gentle love can be. And I feel like you deserve to have that. If you don't know what it feels like to be loved gently, I feel like that will bring you a lot of energy and a lot of happiness when you can see that in the people around you. And if you're not seeing that, don't fret, is what I'm hearing. I hear that very clearly. There's a sense of you coming to oneness with yourself. And I also feel like you have like a love for animals, because this card, this person is enveloped by nature, by the trees, by the grass, by all of the creatures that are created. Because when I think about it, I think about creation. Personally, for me, I think all of us are made and composed of breath, of God's breath. So for some of you, you might resonate with the Christian faith, but I feel like foundationally, you don't have to be within a specific religion to know that all of us are created in the image of God, that all of us have breath, that we all are important and matter. And it may look like we have a higher consciousness, or that we're just so this or that because we have a bigger brain. It doesn't really mean that you're inherently better. That just means that we have a different level or way of understanding the world when we put ourselves before animals. But they matter, you know, and I feel like someone here resonates with that. They feel like such a love and such a comfort around animals, and there's a need to highlight that here. Someone can, it's like Spirit wants them to know that when you spend time in nature and you spend time with them, you're spending time with friends, you're spending time with people, like beings that are very kind to you. Of course, like if you're like, they're predators, you may not feel that love, but I feel like Spirit really wants to highlight the need for you to see that they matter too, and you don't have to be with a human companion in order to feel the kindness of life and the kindness of love. And I feel like the simple acts you do for them as well, if you have pets, and even if you see, like for instance, a deer on the side of the road that's trying to cross, the kindness of doing that and slowing down for them, the kindness of feeding a pigeon or something like that. You know, sometimes we kind of lose track of life in the quickness and of the rush of life, you know, the hustle and bustle. But Spirit wants to highlight that as a warrior that you are, sometimes you may look at the most important things and defend it, but there's a need for you to slow down and be soft and serene. Allow that softness you already have within you to really expand and to take its center stage finally. I feel like some of you guys have had so much time, spent so much time in the warrior energy that you haven't gotten a chance to be the gentle warrior, where you're ready when it's needed, but you're not, your guard's not up. So Spirit, what would you like to say about this one in particular, this message? Thank you so much for the messages that you're providing us here. What other messages do you have for the collective here, Spirit? Okay, so it's funny because Spirit, I actually told Spirit, you know, whatever card falls out, if it's upright, I'll take it. All of them except for one fell face down, but I still feel like Spirit wants me to take it. So just, that kind of goes to show that life kind of can go one way, or you want it to go one way and it doesn't go that way, and it's totally fine. Or what you want doesn't always happen the way you plan it or want it to be, but it feels right to you. Okay, so that's for someone. First card we have here is the Two of Swords, indecision. It's a lot of deliberation. You guys feel like you're having like this sort of deliberation. It's really interesting, the energy that you guys are giving me. There's so much exploration coming for you guys of your softer side, and not just, you know, when people think of softer side, they think of weak side, but it's not weakness. What's interesting is I'm thinking of another Bible verse. I'm thinking of the meek shall inherit the earth, and I think about how meekness is not weakness, and how meekness is actually more so, it's an understanding that comes with you in the universe, of seeing how you can respond or interact with the world differently, and it's more nurturing, it's more intuitive. I feel like someone here is also beginning to celebrate, I'm hearing celebrate their triumphs with someone. Maybe there's like a group of people that you really resonate with and you're able to spend more time. And I think in that time that you spend with your soul tribe, or these two people, I think you're gonna get a lot of insight. Okay, and I feel like also the colors of their dresses represent like chakras, because I feel like this person's really invigorated and more so focused on their throat chakra. This one's on their their solar plexus, so their joy is manifested a certain way. Their thoughts are manifested a certain way. All of the colors here seem to be representative of something that each person gives or contributes to your friendship circle. And here I feel like this is like the green represents the heart chakra, and you guys are just celebrating each of your individual differences and how distinct you are. And I feel like the indecision about how to express yourself may be apparent as well in this group of people. You may not be sure how to shine individually without trying to fit in. I feel like that's really common, and I feel like you're the number 3 is being highlighted here as well for you. So 3 is about transformation. It's about moving into something that's very transformative. I feel like you're meant to meet a group of people that are going to be very transformative on your journey. And your discipline, your skill that you bring to it, your toughness of will is going to be very impactful to this group of people. And you're going to be moving on to something even better. You've had a number of cups that you've acquired. You've been through a number of things. You've been through the Ace of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and now you're moving on to the 8th. What's interesting is that when you have the 8th, it's like you're going to move on to the 9th quickly. And it feels like the number 58 is really highlighted here. I feel like someone should look that up with regards to the angel number. That might resonate for somebody. You're moving into something and you're not looking back here. I'm going to move these. Someone might be peeved by that because I feel like that's what I'm getting, and I understand that part. I usually am trying to always fix my cards, but Spirit definitely wants to highlight the need for you to allow yourself to kind of grow and meld into a group of people that are going to resonate with you, but to not change, or to not think that you need to change in order to fit in to the aesthetic, is what I'm hearing of this group. You guys are going to come with a set of skills that are very needed. Don't let that be dimmed or diminished. And you guys are going to be moving into something really beautiful here. What's funny is it looks a lot like this. Like, you guys have the epitome of that energy, the creative energy here. The number 3 is definitely highlighted for you guys. So there may be something coming in the number 3. 3 days, 3 months, 3 weeks. There's something about 3s that your spirit guides, and I feel like saying God is going to show you in 3s, because 3 is an important number for you, and it's going to come in that form because it's showing you something. It could come in any form, literally, but it wants to appear and manifest in 3s. Okay, and we have the last one here. I feel like the simplicity of not saying everything is important here for someone. Spirit wants to highlight this last one with the visionary and express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. Someone here is a gift giver. And not only that, the number 10 is being highlighted here. So it's about new beginnings, endings and new beginnings. The number 1010 might be coming to you a lot, collective, for this specific group. I feel like there's something that slowed down for you, or it didn't happen for you. I'm seeing like poles. So like when I say poles, it's like maybe there was a travel opportunity that you wanted to do or attempt that was going to occur on the other end of the globe for you, and you didn't get the opportunity. There's something about the extremities of life, or like of traveling, going from one thing to the next, lowest to high, high to low. You might feel high to low a lot, going through these fluctuations and feelings, but I feel like Spirit's also highlighting this need for you to also to expect a pearl. I feel like that looks a lot like a pearl right now, and I don't usually see that. I feel like that means that there's something beautiful coming to you as a gift. The pearl, that's probably why subconsciously I was seeing this. So Spirit wants to highlight that there's a need for you to see the beauty of what is going to be given to you. There's also a mermaid here. You might resonate with mermaids or feel like you have a special connection to the water. That is also being highlighted here. You might like sea life. You might like marine life, is what I should say. And I feel like Spirit wants you to know that your gifts are coming, and they're going to take form. Like they've already been there, but they're materializing into something that's going to be like a pearl to you. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, what guidance do you have for the visionaries here? What guidance do you have for the visionaries here today? Oops, a lot more. So let's see, Spirit. Let me put these together. beautiful. You guys have here first the Temperance card. So you're starting off with the number 14, reducing to 5 here. This is about a lot of change. A change in your thought life and change in your patterns, change in how you perceive and see something in front of you. I also feel like a lot of hangman energy from this as well, even if it's not there. About being deliberate about your approach to understanding a situation, understanding what this beautiful pearl of opportunity is for you, because you have so many ideas. And there's something about you going through the extremes of life. Again, that's being highlighted here. Like you're going through major ups and downs in order for you to see how you create in the strain and the stress of like your everyday life. So Spirit wants you to see how much you have, how much creativity you have on a daily basis. You don't even tap into half of it, it feels like. It feels like when you're going through maybe like a really low place, like through maybe poverty, which is not necessarily a low place all the time for everybody, but it is difficult as hell, I think. So I feel like Spirit is trying to highlight like the ideas that you have that come out of poverty, out of difficulty, are so beautiful. It's like a gift to the people that surround you, or that are with you, that are going through those things too. It's like you bring experience, you bring vision to something when you go through the extremes of life. When you're really happy, you also have this ability to bring a lot of creative energy and a lot of beauty. So Spirit wants you to find balance with that, and to find a lot of excitement in the mundane. There's something that you're really good at doing, and sometimes you're used to the extremes. Spirit wants to highlight you taking some time to relax, and when there isn't like a huge high or low, you're able to kind of still create and not have this mental block with that. We have here the 7 of Wands, which is the energy of being more so protective, and protective of your energy, protective of your spirit, protective of your ideas here, because there's so many ideas that you guys have with the 7 of Cups. It's like you can choose from one or the other. You don't have to feel like you're stuck. I feel like you guys can tap into so many different ideas, but it's just about getting started with the Page of Pentacles here. There is someone that, the people that are going to resonate with this message in particular are being told to start with something, to start somewhere. And you might even stumble into something that will really stick. So the 7 of Cups here showed me that you guys have all these ideas. If you pick one and go with it, you will be successful with that, because you have here the Tower moment. This is about huge transformation, huge upheaval going on, and it may not feel good, but for this group of people, this feels like it's going to be really, really good because of the card that comes after, which is the Empress. This is about abundance. So you guys have this ability to take one thing literally out of 7 or however many you have, and you can definitely start crafting it. Become a craftsman with the things that you vision, and you can literally start something quickly and have a huge following without having to try as hard as a number of people. Trying hard is a beautiful thing though, so I don't want to discredit the beauty of putting all the effort in. Talent is not just powerful on its own. It's powerful when it's coupled with the dedication. So when you're dedicated to the thing that you do, you will notice that. You may feel like you can do so many things and you see some effects or some results, but not enough. Spirit's saying that if you trust and then just start one thing and really put your mind to it, you can do so many great things with that. So there's 3 people here that Spirit really wanted to highlight. If you guys resonated with that, definitely let me know in the comments below. I definitely am going to be coming back with some more channeled messages. I think I'm going to do that tonight actually, and post that. And it's going to be more about world events and how it relates to us, because I feel like Spirit's trying to highlight something big that's happening in the collective with media in particular. And that's all I'll say for now. But I love you guys, and you take care, okay? See ya.